Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of my weekly comic book haul. So we're going to be doing a couple things this week. Number one, we're going to be talking about the comic books that I picked out this week. On Wednesday, stuff that I regularly pick out, a couple things that I picked up for the first time, as well as I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be talking about, I went to a little comic book sale a few days ago in Toronto. It's called the Jellyfish Emporium, and these guys are kind of like, it's a store, a bunch of people rent out a little section of it. There's records, there's comic books, and once a month they're going to be doing this really cool comic book sale. So there was just like a couple vendors there that had, boxes and whatever, and they also had a lot of cool graded stuff and a lot of key issues. The dangerous part of all this was that they had really good key issues for really good prices that were in really good condition. I didn't go crazy on the key issue stuff. I kind of went through the bins and I got some stuff through there. But if you are living in Toronto and you are a comic book person, you should definitely check out the Jellyfish Emporium. Follow them on Facebook or whatever. They are going to be doing a once a month comic book sale, and it's great. You'll have a great time. They have like drinks and food and all sorts of stuff, and obviously other comic book dudes are all there too. So it's a lot of fun. So let's get started with this week's stuff first. First up, there's Uncanny Inhumans versus the X-Men, number 4. This is a variant edition. Not sure who did it, but it's nice. It's cool. I don't really know how many issues this is going to be yet. I think it's maybe a couple more issues left, but it's a great series. I'm really digging it. Next up is something I don't usually do. I don't usually pick up like obscure kind of titles from Marvel or DC, but I got Kington number 1. Just because the art looked really good inside. It's very like indie looking art inside, and I like it. It's kind of like Jessica Jones looking art, Michael Gato stuff. It's really cool. After reading the Vision from Marvel, I'm like, dude, I gotta pick up some, more of the obscure stuff. Maybe there's some hidden gems in Marvel that I'm not really catching. Moon Knight is one of them, by the way. Wonder Woman number 16. There's not much to say. So, Batman Detective Comics number 950. This is like an oversized anniversary special. James Tynion IV is obviously still helming the reins on this in terms of the writing. Bunch of artists, and Fernandez, Barrows, White, Anderson, Lucas, Takara, a bunch of people working on this book. So this is the League of Shadows prologue that will lead into that arc. But yeah, 50 issues left till number 1000, so they're kind of doing like a little homage to that. Miss Marvel number 15, I absolutely love this cover. It's kind of like a Super Mario reference on the cover. This is one of my favorite series by Marvel by far. There aren't much that I'm loving by Marvel right now, but this is definitely at the top of the list. And then we have Action Comics number 973 by Dan Jurgens. The artist has changed. Zurcher, I really don't know who that is, but Action Comics picked that up. And then we have Jessica Jones number 5. Kind of like a cool Nickelodeon cartoon vibe to the cover. Not sure if you guys can see from the glare. I'll take it out. Yeah, it's really cool. I love this series. It's the original team that's doing it. So it's Brian Michael Bendis and Gatos. So they're kind of bringing that old school Jessica Jones vibe back after obviously the success of the TV series on Netflix and all that stuff. So that's my weekly pull. It wasn't that much this week. Didn't really have, not really many indie stuff came out this week, so I didn't really get any indie stuff. But moving on to my haul from that Emporium I told you guys about. There's some really cool stuff that I picked out. So number 1, Wayward number 1. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this series. It's kind of like a super indie from Image. The writer of this is from Toronto, so shout out to that. But if you guys want to check this out, it's really cool. It's about a girl that goes to Japan. I think she's half Japanese or something. And then she gets involved in all sorts of superpowered adventures. It's really cool. Next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 5. So this is the original one by Eastman and Laird. When I saw this, I'm like, I immediately have to pick this up. If you guys have never seen the inside of an original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book, it's black and white. It was never through any sort of publisher. They just did it themselves. So this was really cool to see. Just being a Ninja Turtles fan, This was really cool to see and pick up. I believe this is a second printing though, but I mean, I don't really care. It's really cool. Something I found in the $5 bin was The New Mutants number 16. Number 16. This is the first appearance of Thunderbird. So this kind of got lost in the bins, and I kind of lucked out with finding this for $5 because I believe this is like a $35 book. Great condition. This is probably like an 8.59 graded value for this thing. So this was great. Also, we got Year 1, Part 1, Batman by Frank Miller. So this is really cool. There's a ton of these floating around. Paid $20 for this. I mean, it's not a super rare comic book, but just being a Batman fan, being a Frank Miller fan, obviously, you know, reading The Dark Knight and all that kind of stuff. This is just something I wanted to have just for my own collection, not any sort of, you know, monetary or financial gains, just something that I wanted to have in my collection. And last up, we have Deadpool, Survivor of a Weapon X, The Circle Chase, number 1. So this is not the first appearance of Deadpool, but it is, I believe, the first series that they gave him, which was like a 4-part miniseries. But this was the first series that Deadpool received. I picked it up for $39. He gave me a little bit of discount on it. So this is really cool to have as well, just because of the accolades and the popularity that Deadpool is receiving as of late. Obviously, the movie, the number 2 of the movie, is coming out as well. So this is really cool to have. So that's it. If you guys have any questions or want to look any deeper into any of these comic books or whatever, just let me know. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for